This happened on Christmas Eve 2012 when I was living alone in a small rental cabin outside of Asheville, North Carolina. I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship and needed a break from the city, the noise, and the holiday pressure. The cabin was perfect, secluded, nestled in the woods, and beautifully covered in snow. That night, I lit a fire, made some cocoa, and settled in with a book. Around 10 p.m., I heard something outside, faint singing. At first, I thought it was my imagination, but it got louder. A soft, shaky voice singing Silent Night. I went to the front window and looked out. There was a man standing just beyond the porch, in the snow, alone. No car, no flashlight, just a long coat, a scarf, and a wide-brimmed hat shadowing his face. He sang that one verse over and over again, "Sleep in heavenly peace." I didn't move. Something about him made my skin crawl. His voice was wrong, flat, like he wasn't really singing, just repeating the words like a broken toy. Then he stopped, just stopped. He slowly turned and walked into the woods without a word. I locked every door and stayed up the rest of the night with the fireplace poker in hand. The next morning, I found his footprints in the snow, but they stopped halfway down the trail, like he vanished mid-step. I called the ranger station to report it. The guy on the line was quiet for a long time, then said, "You saw the caroler? He's been out there for years." When I asked who he was, he said, "Doesn't matter, just don't answer if he comes back." Grew up in a big old house in Massachusetts with a stone basement that always gave me the creeps. Every Christmas, my family would haul the decorations down there on the 26th, storing them in big plastic bins until next year. It was a tradition. Everyone pitched in, even if none of us liked going down those stairs. When I was 15, it was my turn to take down the fake Santa figure. It was old. Red velvet suit, plastic face, stiff arms that could be positioned like a mannequin. I carried it down into the basement, shoved it in the corner, and covered it with a sheet. Later that night, I heard something dragging across the floor above my bedroom. I figured it was the cat, but when I opened my door, I saw the attic hatch swinging slightly. That's when I noticed something more terrifying. Muddy boot prints, leading up from the basement. I woke my parents. We checked the house, everything locked, nothing missing. But the next morning, when we opened the basement door again, the Santa figure was gone. The sheet lay in a pile where it had been, and on the wall behind it, scratched deep into the concrete, were the words, "I don't like the dark. Thanks for letting me out." We never found it. My dad thought it was a prank. I never slept right in that house again. It was Christmas morning 2020, my first holiday as a single dad. I was trying to keep things normal for my daughter Emma, who was 6 at the time. I had carefully wrapped all the presents the night before and placed them under the tree after she went to bed. When morning came, we sat on the floor together and started unwrapping gifts. She was laughing, smiling, until she picked up a small box that I didn't recognize. Plain brown paper, no tag. She opened it. Inside was an old porcelain doll, cracked face, faded dress, one glass eye missing. Emma just stared at it. "I didn't buy that," I said. I picked it up, thinking maybe it was tucked away in the attic or a hand-me-down. But I had never seen it before in my life. Then Emma said something that made the hair on my arms rise. "Daddy, the lady from my window gave it to me. She said I was very good this year. We live on the 3rd floor. There's no balcony, no fire escape, just glass and bricks." I rushed to the window. Nothing there, no footprints in the snow outside, but the window pane was covered in tiny fingerprints. smaller than Emma's. We threw the doll out that afternoon. The next morning, it was back, sitting under the tree. This time, there was a note pinned to its chest, written in childlike scrawl. "You don't throw away gifts." We moved in January. And those were 3 very true Christmas horror stories, chilling proof that even on the most joyful night of the year, darkness can still find a way in. We wrap our homes in lights, gather with loved ones, and share laughter over gifts. But sometimes, something else watches from the shadows. A figure at the window with a song that never ends. A forgotten decoration that was never meant to be stored. A gift no one remembers buying, left by someone who was never invited. These stories remind us that Christmas doesn't just bring warmth, it sometimes brings visitors. So this holiday season, double-check your windows, count your gifts, and if you hear carols with no source, don't open the door. If any of these stories gave you goosebumps, tell us which one haunted you most in the comments. And if you've ever had a Christmas encounter you can't explain, we want to hear it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true horror stories all year long. Until next time, Merry Christmas, and don't look behind the tree.